Hello everyone, this is Juhar Rafid and this video demonstrates task 9.2D for SIT 772, a user interface form with embedded SQL for the Melbourne High School database I have chosen for my mini project. In this task, I have built a web-based form that allows a non-tech user to insert a new student record into the student table I created in task 7.2C. The form validates the data before inserting, ensuring no invalid records are added to the database. So let me start showing the technology I'm going to use for this project. I'm using XAMPP, which is a free open source web server package. As you can see, this is my XAMPP control panel, and I have two services running. One is Apache and another one is MySQL, which is actually the Maria database inside XAMPP, which hosts the database. For the form itself, I used HTML and CSS. This is my HTML and the CSS code, and at the top this is the PHP scripting tag. I used PHP to add the SQL insert operation to PHP communicates with the MySQL. This is the MySQL database using the MySQL extension with prepared statements to prevent SQL injection. I also used PHP admin. This is PHP admin, myadmin, the web-based database manager that comes with XAMPP to manage the student table. So before I demonstrate the form, let me show the current state of the student table. I will open, this is the PHP myadmin, and as you can see, the table currently contains three students, as one is James, another one is Liam, and another one is Juhar. So this is the starting state before I attempt any type of insertion. Now let me demonstrate an unsuccessful insertion to my form. Let's say I keep the first name and last name empty, and let's put 0101 2000 on the date of birth. Let's say gender is male, address is 47 Shipwright Parade. This is the phone number 01234567 and this is an email, and I'll just put some random digits. I'll not put the email in an appropriate form. And if I try to submit this, it will say uh, the first name is required, last name is required, and email format is invalid. So the student insertion was unsuccessful. So this is the red error box will always appear if listing all the validation errors. So from the form you can see first name, last name, date of birth, and gender, email. The gender, these are all mandatory required field, along with email has to be in a appropriate format, otherwise the form will not validate the records. So let me show you demonstration of a successful, let's say Mahbuba, last name Nusrat. Let's keep the date of birth as it is. Let's say the gender is female, address as it is, and I'm going to change the juharrafid@gmail.com. Let's see if we can add it. Yes, now student Mahbuba Nusrat was added successfully. So now if we go to the PHP myadmin part, and if we refresh it, we can see Mahbuba Nusrat, her informations are added in the database. So Finally, let me give you a quick walkthrough of the code. I'll be very brief because our time is very limited in this video. So first, at the top, this is the PHP script. Yeah, it first checks if the form was submitted using a post request. This is a post request. If yes, it retrieves all the form fields and trims any white space. Then it runs a series of validation checks. These are all the validation checks here. Sorry, I got. Yeah, these are the validation checks, like all the mandatory ones. Mandatory first name, mandatory last names. It verifies the mandatory fields. It checks the date of birth is a valid date. It checks the email is in an appropriate format. Checks the phone format with a regular expression and ensures field length matches the database column sizes. If all validation passes, the script connects to MySQL database using MySQLi, then uses a prepared statement to insert the record. Prepared statements are important because they prevent SQL injection attacks by separating the SQL query from the user data. If the insertion succeeds, a success message is set. If there's a database error like a duplicate email, that error is caught and displayed to the users instead. Now for the last part, this is the HTML section. Uses inline PHP to display either the error list in a red box or the success message in a green box depending on what happened. The form fields preserve their values after a failed submission so the user does not have to retype everything. To summarize, this task demonstrates embedded SQL in a web application. PHP receives user input from an HTML form, validates it against the database constraints, and uses prepared statements to safely execute and insert query. The combination of client-side feedback and server-side validation ensures data integrity. Thank you for your time. This is my 9.2 task presentation.